Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel with myself, Isabella. Before we begin, hit that subscribe button so you never miss another video. I am so excited you're here today. Welcome to my channel. At this channel, we share lots of VAGANOVA insights, variation analysis, ballet tips and tricks. I share all my Instagram reels and all my Instagram tips on my YouTube shorts. So if you're interested in that, definitely check that out. We post daily, so here as well as on Instagram, where we have a nice big community. I share lots of insights as to how to get your ballet better, as well as just your mentality, and build your confidence. We also have a successful podcast, A Dancer's Mindset, where I do a lot of solo episodes helping you, as well as interviews with top dancers all over the world. So there's lots going on. I have an online platform, ballewithisabella.com, which has tons of classes and courses from absolute beginner to professional. So you are fully looked after, as I'm here to help you succeed. So today I thought I'd do something really interesting, and some of you have asked me to do this before, and it's looking at two different exams, the Bolshoi and the VAGANOVA. And what's very interesting is obviously now that Tsiskaritsi has taken over VAGANOVA for a number of years now, it's very interesting to see the similarities. Like, we're going to watch the Bolshoi, and obviously the VAGANOVA does their exams in the Rebetitsoni Zal, the main Zal with the VAGANOVA, the main studio with the VAGANOVA painting behind. Now the Bolshoi does their exams on the stage in the tutus, so it's very much like a performance, which kind of is starting to make sense even more when you watch Tsiskaritsi's exams, because there seemed to come across like a performance more so than before. It was very much like a traditional exam demonstration, very amazing. And the VAGANOVA is just known for its amazing exams, but since Nikolai, it's become, especially his exams, it's very much like a performance. Like each exercise is sort of blending into the next one. They don't really look like exercises necessarily, which, is kind of cool. So I thought it'd be really interesting, though, to look at the differences, both in how the exams are conducted, what the exams are focused on, as well as not necessarily the students themselves, but it will be obvious, what the VAGANOVA looks better at and the Bolshoi looks slightly better at. Bearing in mind, though, it's very different dancing in a studio as it is on stage. And so, when you're on stage, lots of things feel different. Like, you can't see yourself in the mirror, for one. Whereas at the VAGANOVA, we are always facing the mirror. And so, although we have to feel bodily aware, there's still very much, you can use your sight to help you. So that is one thing. And these girls in the Bolshoi have tutus, lights, everything. And so it is completely different. But nonetheless, I thought it'd be interesting. So we're going to be watching a Bolshoi ballet exam, and we're going to be also watching a VAGANOVA exam. We're going to be watching Maria Khoreva's Center Part 1. The quality is not amazing, but it's the best we can do for YouTube. So we'll try our best to see visibly. And then we're watching just the center. Otherwise we'll be here all day. Let's start with the Bolshoi, because we haven't really watched much of the Bolshoi. So here we go. I'm not entirely sure what year this is. It doesn't say actually on the video, which is a little bit annoying. But I imagine it's relatively recently, because this exam was posted in 2023. So I imagine it was in the last year or so. All right, here we go. It must be quite nice for them to like have the tutus on and feel like a professional, like it's really happening. We're on stage, we're performing, and it feel like a sort of variation almost, each thing. Like, I'm graduating, I'm going into my professional career. That's how I would feel it. Like, that's how I would feel. Like, it's also nice they get stage experience and they get used to the stage and what it's actually going to feel like to be a professional, which I think is quite nice. I think that's nice that they focus on that. Now, what's really interesting as we watch this is I want you to all remember that so many graduates from the Vaganova go to Bolshoi and end up doing really well, you know. And so it'll be quite interesting to see, you know, if there's any real standouts here in the center from the actual Bolshoi itself. Pause for advert. So they have to really feel their bodies when they do this, because obviously there's no help from the mirror. Obviously they've got ample rehearsal, and the applause happens. I suspect Nikolai Tsiskaridze has taken some influence from watching the Bolshoi exams. Like, you know, he wants to put some of where he spent so much time into the Vaganova. I saw that little slip of the fifth. Quite a tricky combination. You know, the Vaganova used to wear tutus. You know, they used to do some of the final exams in tutus, you know, when you would look back at old videos. And I wonder why they stopped that, actually. Maybe they just thought it's not necessary for an exam. I wonder if it will come back, though. Wouldn't it be a development if the final exam ended up on the Mariinsky Theatre? I'm not going to give anyone any ideas. Oh gosh, she managed to hop and stay up on point. Not bad, they look nice, clean. I don't know what it is about, it's so interesting, you know, how they're dancing. We've watched 2 minutes, but how they're dancing is actually how some of the Vaganova dancers are starting to look like just a little bit more. I guess Bolshoi, because this is their style. And obviously, I guess that's the worry for a lot of people. Not that it's bad. It's actually like it is what it is, but it's just different. It's just a little bit more flashy, less pure looking. But the Vaganova dancers are kind of, you know, very strong, especially the ones who, you know, graduated several years ago and went to Bolshoi. They're visibly different. You know why? Because they have much more aplomb, a little bit more maturity about them. They look more professional, younger, you know. Interesting. I'm really enjoying this. Double runs on point are really, really tricky. You know, whereas in Vaganova we'd probably focus a little bit more on really lifting the chin and lengthening the arms and leg before the soutenu, you know. There's this kind of differentiation between looking like you're doing exercises and really performing. And despite the fact we're on the stage and we're in tutus, I would say we don't necessarily look like we're really performing, you know. But no doubt these exercises are stressful for a student. I actually love those turns. They're actually not that difficult. When you go to arabesque, they're actually not that hard. You just need coordination. You know, it's that whole thing. You can be a strong dancer, you know, you can be physically strong, muscles, everything, look strong and fit. But if you don't have good visualization, imagery, and sensation of turn, good understanding of the sensation of pirouette, you won't turn so well. Lovely Farchanet. You know what's lacking is like the fingertips when they allonge, just really seeing the pose. She has a nice finish though, that was nice. It's no wonder the Vaganova has started to do like point shoe everything, you know? Point shoes immediately in the center basically, because the Bolshoi do it. But my question is, do we need to change it? Do we need to change it? That's the big question. I guess as well, the reason why they do it on the stage, which I quite like, is it when someone's on stage doing exercises, and it kind of should become clear, even clearer anyway, who's stand out, who's the one that looks different and looks like they could be a soloist one day, you know. But I would say, you know what's lacking is like the arms and the shoulders. They look a little bit sort of messy, you know, not super pristine and clear. For example, you know, when they're doing these kinds of things, you can see a little bit of effort in the upper back, effort in the shoulders. And that shouldn't happen, you know. We should see zero effort. That girl's quite nice on our left-hand side, though. She's actually got some nice quality. I quite like that one. Yeah, she looks good. She looks good. Whereas these two look a little bit more like they're still students. You know? They look less ready. Attitude turns are... Oh, she's cleaned that one on the left as well. Nice. She looks good, this one. I like her. Oh, we've gone to Giselle. This is nice. I didn't know they did this. I mean, it would feel like a proper show when you're getting ready for this exam. Nice through the feet. I think you want that to be more melting through those point shoes when they do the step. Melting through the point shoes. There's a little bit to collapse down. More melt. They look nice. That's what I'm saying. You see a lot of effort in the shoulders and like trying to elevate up. But they look quite nice. Nice. I like how it gets them ready for the stage. Like I do really like that fact of this, that they do this on stage. It gives them a little bit more experience. That's difficult. But she got a little solo, which was nice. See, even a pose like that, where you pose like that, in Vaganova, I feel like that would be made really into something. Pause video. Playing video now, 11:03. You know, the hands would be, and the poses would be really embellished and just given such weight and importance. I think this is the one who was good in the attitude turns. She's back. Okay, this one stands out. She looks really nice. I do like her a lot. She's got a nice energy about her and quality. Nice dancer. I think this is the same one again. Ah. So now we show a bit of a variation, which is Kichi's variation from the dream scene, Dulcinea. She's not quite on the music. Again, to show them in a role. Nice arabesque. She looks nice. Oh, they're sharing it. That supporting leg's a little turned in. Nice. Are they going to jump? I actually think the video is behind the music, so it's probably not necessarily the dancers. It seems to be playing a little bit different. She's very nice as well. This looks easy for her. Traveling hops, difficult, amazing, beautiful. That was very nice. She's good. Okay, it's nice. There's a couple of ones who are standing out a little bit. Fouette. The pianist doesn't sound like she's super together, super on it today. The fouettes don't look super pretty, you know? The arms need more shape. Her right arm looks funny when it comes in, sort of like this bent. How these fouettes look, they don't look like professional fouettes, you know? They look more like fouettes from a few years ago. Like we're breaking it down, academic. Her supporting legs a little bit parallel. Good coordination, but the supporting leg could do with coming down a little more turned out. It is completely parallel, that leg. I'm surprised no one said anything. I'm also surprised she managed that. It's quite hard. It's quite hard doing that in parallel. But can you see, okay, how this girl is... We should do a fouette analysis one day. Drop a comment if you want a fouette analysis, the good and the bad. But also, you know, they're students still, but you can see how her leg goes out, and it's going a little bit down before it comes up again. So you've kind of, which I struggled with initially because my legs are super long, you know, and I actually had to think about my leg opening higher just to keep it at the same height. What I don't love is the arm shape. I just feel like they come in droopy. And this is the one we like. This is the one that's been really nice throughout. She's got a nice line of legs. It looks a little more professional. She's nice. And they'll all get better, you know, they're students. They'll get a lot better over the next few years. We're coming up to the very final moments. How their extensions look at the moment is similar to how Tiscalitsi's recent class of extensions looked. Like, they're okay, but they're not mesmerizing. Whereas the Vaganova, like Maria Khoreva and Olga, you know, are known for their, gosh, beautiful extensions. In fact, the Vaganova in general. Her arms just don't look like they're at one with her legs. Like, they're really working with the whole body. They look like they're there on top of everything else, rather than working with the movement. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like they're not really working with her body, which is really interesting. I think this is where the differentiation between Vaganova and old Vaganova and my era of Vaganova differentiates from Bolshoi. It's like everything just is as one, the arms and everything. But this girl is very nice. She looks polished. She looks ready, which is kind of what you expect. You expect them to look ready to go on stage, professional. She's nice. I wonder what's happening with her right now. She has really nice presence, yeah, and technique. See, this looks like a student doing a manège. It's also a bit parallel coming in. That looks like a student manège. That doesn't look like a pro manège. Which is why maybe she stopped halfway through. You got to really step out. You want tips on manège? I mean, you should really watch. I have a turning on point course on my platform, but also, you know, watch variations of like Mariinsky dancers doing a manège. And just watch how they step out and jump. These girls are doing it slightly better. There's just a little bit more ground covered. I would also expect that of the Bolshoi. Like bravery, brash, flash, excitement. Yeah, but this girl's basically, she's got good technique, you know? And hopefully she'll get stronger and then be able to really bring out even more her artistic side, which is definitely there. Step out, girls, step out. Almost jumping onto point. And I would hold that pose, not just run off. Guys, got to milk it. But you know that, it was like, you should see your back, your back, your back. Like, it's every part of the movement beautiful. You know what the differentiation, I always see like some sort of Bolshoi looking dancers. I mean, even some of the Vaganova ones now, but it's like their first position is getting lost a little bit. It's like they turn with one arm higher than the other. And sometimes, if they're not super skilled at turning, it will look like they're sort of going and one and two with the arms instead of going as one piece because they're using their back efficiently, you know? We're approaching the end. Quite a nice exam. Quite a nice exam. Okay, guys, so now let's look at the Vaganova Center with Maria Khoreva. All right, guys, let's continue. So let's watch Maria Khoreva's center. So we've just watched, we're not going to watch the whole center because it's long, so we're just going to watch 15 minutes. And like I said, the quality's not amazing, but we can see most of it. And what's really nice about this class is You know, Kovalova really, really emphasizes just how they really use their body in every detail and their arms and heads. And obviously we've got very hard-working Maria in front, who worked hard on all her consistency. You see, this is, I still, you know, really see this nice artistic quality, which in recent years is kind of being lost a little bit, but Maria is definitely a standout professional here. She definitely has that star quality. Whereas the others are nice dancers. You know, at the end of the day, all these dancers around her, right, are also technically strong. Maybe not as clean. But it always comes down to there's just that extra little something, and it's that real artistry within, and that's the thing that really makes a ballerina at the end of the day, is having all of those things tied together. Anyway, so I think as well that the arms and the shape of the arms and the strength of their releve and just the strength of the positions is just a little more obvious here. They look all collectively, and I'm trying not to be biased because obviously I do like the Vaganova, especially this class. They're very talented. They all collectively look like they're ready and professional. So they're in point shoes now, so we can really compare now. That's really cool. I like the hops on point. Nice short combination. I just think the port bra looks a little more polished in these girls. And the arms that look a little bit more thought out, as well as the little individual poses, you know. Nothing's necessarily thrown away. They have nice quality. They have that sort of Kovalova look. Oh, I love this music. And I also think Kovalova's favorite word is Golova. You'll watch, if you watch any exam of hers, she says Golova. Literally, I'm sure, like 1,000 times a day. It means head. So she's constantly screaming, head, head, head. I think she even said it then in the exam. Lovely soft arms from the girls. But you can really tell the ones who are really, really thinking about it, and they stand out. They stand out. Masha Bulanova has nice jump. Notice how they don't throw the arms down when they land, which is often a lot of people's problems. They collapse and throw the arms down instead of holding the position and then coming out of that position as you go into the next one, you know? So you don't go and glissade semblé, collapse the arms, which is often a common mistake. Pause for advert. And let's try to imagine if these girls were on stage 2 in tutus. I think they would look more like... I do think they look a bit more like Mariinsky company members. They look very ready and professional, you know. They don't all look like students. Obviously the eye is drawn to Maria, especially. Notice always arms before legs. And now Masha in the middle there is a completely different dancer from Maria, but she has that sort of energy, you know, similar to like Renata Shakirova. She has that energy. I hope she does well. I haven't seen her in a while in some videos. She had a couple of debuts, I think, like a couple of things were given to her, but I haven't seen her in a while. They're also like quite a nice tall group. They're all very beautifully clean. Nice exercises. What with the Bolshoi one, it kind of really does feel like a performance, and they do like little extracts from variations as well to kind of show them potentially in a role like that one day. Whereas with Kovalova, I just feel like she puts on, obviously this is one teacher, but she puts on a beautiful demonstration of the dancers and what they're capable of doing, whilst also covering the syllabus. But it does, because of how the exercises are sort of choreographed, it could also be a variation, you know. But, you know, look at the arms, you know, I just feel like I can see, because I was obviously there and I know her lessons, I can see her teaching them, and she's such a small woman, but she dances huge. Like, she emphasizes so much quality with the arms. Like, this is so nice. Look, they're just burying, but look how much upper body is focused on. Very beautiful, very beautiful. I feel like if they were on stage, it would... That's a little bit of Corsair for you, almost. Nice. And what's interesting is I think the combinations, obviously, this exam is different to the previous exam because we just watched the point work, really. Because obviously now in the Vaganova school, the jumps and the point are all blended together. So there's kind of lots of combinations that are short, you know, one after the other. They're not super long, but they're interesting. So it kind of stays interesting. And the exercises are choreographed in a way that allows the dancers to bring out not only obviously that we've got to show the technical side of things and to show that we can actually do what's required, it allows them to start to show their artistic selves and their personality because of how she's choreographed it, you know, with the character and even just the berets showing the upper body. Now, even though Masha is so different, and she almost is a little bit more Bolshoi-like, she has still nice purity of line and nice energy. She's a very, very different dancer, though, to someone like Maria. Nice jumps from the girls. See, this group looks strong. They look like a strong group. I think she said Galavar again. Nice. Wow, she's got a nice jump. Girl in front. Here comes Masha. Again, she's very good. She has real power in her movements, in her jumps and her turns. They've got beautiful Grand Jeté, that would be, or Grand Pas de Chat, you know, that would be beautiful photo. My consensus is this is a graduation class and these girls just look really confident, really like they already are ready to be professional and know who they are. There's no technical, there's no not really any technical, as it should be, no technical limitations. We can see their clear personality and artistic selves. We can see how they're all individually different and individually great with their own personalities, which is really nice, and they're all being shown off in their own collective individual ways, which is nice. And they all look really ready to literally fly. I think that's the difference. You know, there was maybe only one or two in the Bolshoi one. And obviously, to be fair to everybody, each year is very different. Each year is so individual. So, you know, you're going to get some years where they're kind of all really, really strong. Like that year, there's loads that are really talented. And you will get some years where it's just like one or two. However, let's compare, for example, just like the top person in the Bolshoi class. I would say these girls in the Vaganova class, even though, let's say, not even the very standout one like Maria Khoreva, even the others, there's still a sense that they just look a little bit more professional and a little bit more like they're really ready to tackle and almost go straight into a soloist role. Whereas the Bolshoi dancers, to me, look a little bit like they're ready to go into a company, but wait a few years to kind of build up their maturity, build up their sort of artistic side, and polish themselves a little bit more. Again, that won't always be the case. Like, obviously, way back when it was like Natalia Osipova or things like that, I'm sure she looked like she was totally ready to fly. But that's the difference I'm seeing, you know. Whereas in Vaganova, they all look like, obviously we should all spend some time in the corps de ballet to really kind of build our craft, but they all look as though they could go straight to tackling some soloist stuff, which is what a lot of them do, because in Russia, if they like you, it's just kind of like you go in and then you go, which is often the case. And I think it happened for a few of those girls, you know. They ended up doing odalisques together really quickly. So let me know what you think. Obviously, we looked at point work in the Bolshoi and then the jumps as well as points for Vaganova. But I think for me, it's very much like the upper body and just the presence they give. You know, they can all do similar things. They can all do piqué turns. They can all do a double rond on point. It's that professionalism that they have as a graduate, which the Bolshoi still looks kind of student-like. That's the thing I've noticed, and just a little bit different in general. But let me know what you think in the comments below. I thought this was really interesting. If you have any particular Bolshoi things you want me to look at in comparison with either the school or even Bolshoi company Mariinsky, that could be really interesting. But it's also very interesting that a lot of Mariinsky Vaganova graduates go to Bolshoi. I think partly as well, a lot of them, if they spend, you know, all their training in St. Petersburg, a lot of them want to change. You know, they want to go to the main city in Russia, which is understandable. You know, it's kind of a fresh start for them. But it's also interesting that the Bolshoi is like not only taking and promoting Vaganova dancers. You know, I mean, that always says something. What does that tell you? I'm always up for doing these analysis videos. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe so you don't miss another one. And I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.